I got too much cash on me now. Everywhere I go, I gotta stand out. Easy J's now on my feet. Ball like my name, Kobe. Cold beans, relax. Told that weed up, nigga, fall back. Pause your mind.
Welcome to Breaking Bread. It's Jessica Lavish, the one and only. And we got to the left of me, the GOAT. I'm gonna call you the GOAT of Cleveland. Because who else is there? No, I'm just kidding. Some of y'all good too. But we got Shu.
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing? You good?
I'm coolin'.
Good. And then right here, we got SoCal Beats.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
SoCal. Man.
And then of course, behind the chair, the one and only.
We go Master Barber in this bitch.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, sir.
So you know I'm looking at your shoes. Because they
do
don't call you shoes for nothing. Ever since I remember you, you always had all the kicks, like all the kicks, bitch.
Something flavorful. Keep some. You want to know why though? It's a story behind that. Honestly, like, you know, when I was coming up, we ain't have no shoes. Like, me and my little sister shared shoes in order to go to school. Like, one day she'll wear them so she can go, and then the next day I can wear them. You know what I'm saying? So I can go. It even got to the point where I shared pants, like with my big sister before.
What?
When my grandma tried to make me wear some pink ones, I just
Shut up.
I was in second grade. It was the first day of second grade. She tried to make me wear these pink pants.
Oh.
My mother, you know what I'm saying, wasn't around. I'm like, yeah, that shit is slow. Like, as a kid, it was slow. But we didn't have no shoes, so when I got into the system, like I had this, like, just something with shoes to the point where, like, I would take my big sister's shoes, like my foster sister, I would just take her shoes and be wearing them, sneaking them, getting in trouble, getting caught, getting put on punishment, all type of wild.
Yeah.
So by the time, you know what I'm saying, I got a job, I was like 15, I just, like, I want all the shoes. The shoe looked good and I liked it before I wanted it. I just kept buying it. I never stopped. And if real shoes got a residual value, like you could take, I would set a line for shoes for 18 hours. Took that same pair of shoes, sold it for 500 and put out like 500 CDs. That money.
Right, yeah.
So they all got value. I got to take a hustler, man. Somebody can buy these off my feet right now and I'll walk with my socks for the right feet. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go back, because you said something about, you having a foster system.
Yeah.
So you being in foster care and going through those things, you said your mom wasn't there. How do you feel like that molded you as an artist?
Well, all that pain of everything that I went through that I hold in, I honestly feel like it created some sort of mental issue. I'm not sure exactly what, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not even afraid to say, but whatever it is, it pushed me to a different level in the way that I think and the way that I put things together. And I'm sure if I've done my research right, most of the greatest entertainers have mental issues. And some wherever they cope with theirs better than others, but most do. Once you're getting in things where you're doing double things and you're having to be so hurt, like from something so dark comes something beautiful if you can create it the right way.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's I would say when going through what I did, it made me very, very, very strong, very sharp, very poised, just metal-minded. You know what I'm saying? Thick skin. Move at my own pace.
After that, having thick skin coming from where we came from, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
So when, like, we know you, we know you.
Right.
Anybody that knows you knows that you used to play basketball, you used to dance, and you rap now. So when did you start that journey of rapping? And how did you get to that point? You know what I mean? Because dancing and rapping are the same, you know what I mean? Same field, entertainment. And so is basketball in a sense as well, entertainment. But how did you get to that aspect of it?
Well, as far as becoming serious with rap, of course, way back I would mess around with it in high school, but I was never serious then. It would just be like put some bars together and just talk some stuff that makes some people go ooh ah. After school, I didn't really have a plan. I played ball my last year of high school at East High. And you know, I got a couple offers, John Kerr, a couple other things. I still didn't really have the grades like I was missing credits, a lot of dumb stuff. You know, I wasn't really thinking about that stuff as a kid, you know what I'm saying? So you will hear about stuff like that on the project as well. But in a sense, once I was doing the dancing thing, like the dance became, something happened with the dance that it almost became political in the sense of something where you had to be doing something a certain way in order to even gain, you know, acknowledgement for it. But I was actually picking up my guys and taking a bunch of guys in and out of town and things like that. So I couldn't really rock with that no longer.
Right.
I ain't gonna say I didn't deal with the same thing on the music side, but I think my mind had grew to the point where I felt like I wanted to overcome whatever anybody tried to throw my way as far as, because this was it for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm gonna keep doing, keep trying to switch around and try to figure it out. I figured it out. And this music, I started that, you know, after I found out that I had a daughter on the way. I was living in Las Vegas. Found out I had a daughter on the way. I flew back to Cleveland and just felt like I had to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't just be in the streets doing nothing, trying to hoop still. So I picked up that pen and never put it down. Day and night for many years. Man.
You also got the work behind it to prove, man. You
Right.
got several mixtapes. Hours too.
I think when I first picked up the pen, you know, I picked up the pen like October 12th, 2011 on a serious note. By January 2012, I had 3 mixtapes out. And the third one was ready for Christmas, but I linked up with a guy named Matlock that told me to slow down. So I just was trying to flood. I wanted people to hear that I had some bars that were, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even really know how to make music yet. I was starting to make music by the third mixtape. It's called Kick Game 1, 2, and 3. I was starting to make music by the third one, but I wasn't the musician I had become by Achilles' Tongue, that was 12. Achilles' Tongue was 3 years later. And in between that, I had, Shoe Out, sophomore year, freshman year, hosted by DJ EV. Freshman year was pretty cool. That got me a nice buzz.
Man, I don't even know if you can remember, but I remember being at Ellenwood. This probably then was like probably 11. He's like, man, fuck it, nobody be a rapper. He's like, man, I got the gear already. I got about 100 throwbacks in the closet right now, nigga. I'm about to let loose on these niggas, man. Next thing you know, we look up, this nigga shoot.
Right.
I wasn't playing though, like, and then what's crazy was all my homies and shit that was around back then, they always showed love, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they was just like, man, what is he doing?
Right.
They always like, you know what I'm saying? I see him pop up on comments or just anywhere like, hey, yeah, that's my nigga, you know what I'm saying? From wherever we linked at, you know what I'm saying? They always show love and they still do. That's your thought, man.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. So, I want to talk about, you got this new project coming out. Out of the barrel.
Out of the barrel.
Out of the barrel.
I've been hearing so much about it, but haven't been hearing too much about it.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's on purpose as well.
Yes. So, tell us about it, you know what I mean? Tell us about this project.
Well, Out of the Barrel, the concept is derived around just, honestly, everybody has heard it. If you're a musician, if you're a host, if you're a DJ, if you're a producer, everybody has heard the stigma that Cleveland or just our city is a craft for the barrel. I mean, a barrel for the crafts, in a sense. Yeah. But you don't hear many people that are willing to just be coming out and just being like, yeah, this is craft in a barrel, while still trying to connect and make it out of the city. Because it's honestly the wrong thing to do. Like it will put a fear in your mind. Like, man, if I was to come out and say some things like that person ain't this or that person ain't gonna rock with me no more. Then I lost this or that bridge. But when your mind state is different or on a whole different key or on a higher level than what surrounds you immediately, you say and do as you feel, and the people gravitate towards it that feel that same exact way because you was bold enough to speak on it. So the whole meaning of the project derived around just everything I dealt with from the kid until even moving out of Cleveland, Ohio. And in a sense, I felt like everything from a young age all the way through I was being dragged. It was not an easy walk. Everything I went through from, you know, coming up with nothing. I'm talking about absolutely nothing. Sleeping on pissy mattresses on the floor. You know what I'm saying? 6 of them. Coming up from that to transitioning to being in Bedford Heights and having to make those friends, and then trying not to be a hothead because of my situation. I was a bad kid. This man right here, back here in the back of this room with this camera in front of you will tell you. I was a bad kid. I was going around my neighborhood for no reason, just wanting to fight people. Just because what I had went through. That was still me clawing, being, you know what I'm saying, pulling myself out of this barrel in a sense. As I got older, more and more, you know, things and obstacles thrown my way. Still climbing and pulling out of this barrel as I became a musician. That's when the most things got thrown my way. The most challenges, and I finally was able to figure out, like, man, it's not really about what somebody else can do or think about me. If I just sit back and make this music the best I can, and these people believe that that's my real story, and display my lyrical ability within that, then the possibility is endless regardless.
Right.
That's true.
So is that how you two linked up? Because of this project? Or how did you guys go way back?
No, yeah, we go way back like 2013.
About 2000, yeah, exactly, about 2013.
Yeah.
I started to work on Achilles Time.
You got a beat on there or something?
No, that's when I
reaching
like
out.
first.
He was
I
reaching
first heard
out.
you around that time.
So what made you like reach out to him, or what made you be like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, I heard the one song. What was it? Cleveland is the city.
Cleveland is our city, 2013.
Yeah, that was the first song I heard about Usher. And once I heard that song, I'm like, oh, he's dope. Because I never heard about him.
Yeah.
And once I heard that, and then he came on with the Achilles song, The Lonely Walk. That one was hard. Fell in love with that song. I always hit him up about it. Like, man. You know, I was just talking about it. And that's how we basically linked.
Linked up.
And then I actually went to, what was the Ohio Hip Hop Awards?
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way there that year to see Shu.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he won, what's that, the Lyrics of the Year?
Yep, I remember that.
I remember that shit too.
I remember.
I won that, I think, 2 years straight.
Yep.
I was inspired a little bit. Because I love music as a whole, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I went there just to see Shu, but I had a good time. I seen all type of artists and, you know, people win awards. It was like a good time, like positive vibes. So it's, and after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to produce for Shu.
Right.
I'm about to get better. My beats about to get better because I wasn't good at the time. So, I mean.
Nah, man, he was good, bro. He humble. But he probably looks back now.
I was listening to his beats, man, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? He had some beats that I actually went back in the email, because after a while, when I listened to like a whole bunch of beats, I might grab some and put them to the side and vibe, but then I'll be like, man, I need some more, you know what I'm saying? Some different vibes. I go back into the email, and then it's actually him and his brother, man. They got some type of vibe with them, man. You would go back and listen to their beats and just get stuck on like 3 or 4 of them. And I hit him up, man, and I just kept hitting him up back to back, like, man, this ridiculous, just over and over.
Yeah.
He had heat, you know what I'm saying? And he got, it's crazy because the tracks that he got on this project is
also, we can look forward to that.
To hear you on this project.
That's what's up, man.
And my little bro, he was talking about, I had basically got him plugged in with Shu. You know, I inspired my little brother he ain't my real brother, but I call him my little brother because he like follow behind me. And I try to set a better example for him. And I got him producing just like what I'm doing. So I linked up with Shu one day in the studio. I was like, you want to come with me? He's like, oh yeah, he was happy to come. He's like, oh, Shu gonna be there? I'm like, yeah. So he came to the studio, and that's how I linked up with Shu. He got 3 songs on the project.
Yeah, he got some heavy ones too. Like, and he had some surprise beats too. I just happened to go back in the email and was like, yo, what the hell? Like, one of the major tracks on the project, as soon as I heard the beat, man, I wrote the joint in like 15 minutes, man. It was that serious. Like, that beat was speaking to me, man. I don't know what you did to that beat. That shit go, man.
Yeah, that is dope that like you had it, you know what I mean? And then at that moment, it's when it spoke to you.
I think that's something real though that people really need to be listening to though, because it's like, that's for two. We can use both of y'all for example. Pretty much. He reached out to Shu because he liked his music and he wanted to work with him. And most of the niggas ain't gonna reach back out to you after you reach out to him. The shoe was real enough to listen, bring him around. You know what I'm saying? And then years later, he on a whole nother wave. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here is that joint. You know what I'm saying? So that shit's dope. I think people need to be listening to that because that's what shit.
We done came a long way, man. We got a few tracks. These joints, like the musicianship on these, like it just seemed like it was just perfect, man. I don't even know how these work the way they did. Like, but when y'all hear that tag on them beats, man.
So what can like the fans expect from this project?
From this project, like, and then it derived back to me, you know what I'm saying, the whole out of the barrel concept. As you listen to this project, you're getting vibes around what I went through as a kid, what I went through as an artist, what I went through as far as not having a pops around and becoming a womanizer, and what I went through, like I'm talking about real music, what I went through as far as you know what I'm saying, my mom's being on drugs real bad, and you know what I'm saying, just everything, like this is that joint. And they can just expect, if you heard 50-50 Hamlet, and the realness, like, and the pain in the voice, and me telling that story, you can expect that 18 times on 18 different frequencies. None of it sounds the same, but all of it sounds like me.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This project is, I sit and listen to the copy that I got, and I just be like, yo, I don't really know how to feel, like, I just want y'all to hear it.
What's your favorite song off the album?
Man, y'all want to sleep.
Pressure on you.
This is a bit, it's a lot, I don't know, I got some joints that I do listen to and repeat, but it's some heavy tracks on here. Like, he got some heavy tracks, his brother got some heavy tracks. Like, I got another guy coming from Ashtabula. I got this is some shit. Like, this project is some shit.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the cover art.
Yeah.
That's not even out. Your cover arts be like.
Yes, you
they
be saying that too, man.
Like, your cover arts be crazy. Do you come up with those yourself? Like, what's the vision behind it?
I'm the person behind all of the concepts, all of the everything. Like, right back to this same guy that did all these cover arts. I started with him on Achilles time.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that you saying about the cover art is, imagine me writing an email out about how I wanted to look,
Right.
and then getting sent back, and then having to talk. And then my cover art guy is actually from the UK. It's not a local or anybody that you would catch around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I'm sending back to this guy and having to wait till he's waking up.
Right, yeah.
So he did Achilles tongue, and then you saw that one had the Inception, and then he did Goals 2016, then he did the Good Box EP, and all of those concepts, man. Like,
that is.
that Good Box EP was definitely a good concept. This one is another one. It's just like when y'all see it, it's more than you just looking at what you're seeing. Like, you're gonna have to look at this and really layer it. You're like, damn.
No, man, you can actually like just look back at yourself now, just like all these bodies of work I done put together for the people that ain't even heard of you yet.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna
that's
be able
what
to go
I'm
back
saying,
and
like,
search some of this other shit. Like, man, why they ain't bumping this shit right now? Like,
Right,
That's
yeah.
right. That's what's so special about it that you even say that, man. Because that's why I create the way I do. Because when you got something as talented as the Good Box EP, you let it go. You know what I'm saying? You make another joint. The Good Box EP, PSG might hit 3.5 million views.
That's
Like,
great.
imagine your face being seen that many times. Yeah, it creates a different vibe. I'm definitely not the same shoe from 2015. So I gotta check my surroundings a couple times, see who's staring at me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's 3.5 million people that look at my face for 3 minutes.
That's crazy.
So
You know what I was gonna say? Like, you had that dance challenge though.
that was enough.
Like, were you expecting it to become what it was? Like, was that the intent behind
when
it?
you made it, so
was
say your studio session, like the studio session making it, just like, man, you like,
It's
this
gonna be
a hit.
dancing.
Nah, I honestly didn't even derive it around the dance. If you listen to the lyrics, you will hear me telling the story almost similar to 50-50 Hamlet about what I had going on. But in the same sense, that dance was getting hot. So it was kind of like the beat was perfect. So I'm like, they dancing to it already. What am I supposed to not catch catch this? This is a perfect oop.
Right.
My arm is cocked back, the rim is like a foot below me. I can bang this right here. But the thing is, it brought a lot of attention that came with, you know, wanting signatures and wanting these type of ties and things that I wasn't looking for. Now that I was able to sit 3 extra years, got my mind right. I'm really, you know what I'm saying, entertainment.
So you ready for it now?
Yeah, because it's different. Like I was just explaining to my bro the other day. If you look at the situation, if I was to sit down or play 2K or go hoop or do anything, I can create these vibes over and over because this is my real life. These are things that I went through on a daily or back on this year, on that day, on this date. You got so much you went through, you gotta build your stories.
Right.
This type of situation, I have to try to catch and see who I can infiltrate and talk to at this school and see what's popular and this and that. That's stressful. So in the same situation, think about it. If someone comes to offer you and say, I have $1 million, I want you to make 18 of those ones that you got to sit and stress about. You're going to be sitting around with this $1 million, like, I don't even care about them.
Yeah, because
but if they say, and you're going to be thinking, I got to make this $1 million back too, and I'm stressed, I don't want to make this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you got $1 million and they be like, just make the stuff you can make, and in your mind, it's like, do you?
Yeah.
You got $1 million, and you can just come to the barbershop, talk to shit to your niggas, go to school tonight, and just talk what you went through yesterday.
Right.
Another 50,000. Go time coming, another 100,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
Sure.
I don't even think niggas look at it like that, man, but that's real shit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I take for somebody to have a mindset like that and open it up. That's why I have the following I have, because they like, man. Even some of the artists I work with over the years, I see the things that they're doing, and then when I pitch it to them, be like, this is this or that, where they be like, dang, I ain't even really look at it like that.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's all love, you know what I'm saying? That's why I do these events like this, because I want these guys that felt whatever type of way come out, link with these guys and get that big vibe. I ain't just throwing this hoop for nothing.
Right. It's networking like you were
Cause I
saying.
met a couple of people going to one of his events,
You know what I'm saying?
networking. So you get something out of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so dope, though. That means not just putting together a listening party for himself, but it's a networking event at the same time. It's like, I seen your face before, but nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I love.
And then
Man.
I introduced the cats with their music. So, you know what I'm saying? People be like, damn, we made this, man. What's up, man? You come to the booth tonight, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got this, you know what I'm saying? That's their chance to shine. I do all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be wanting to invite people out so they can be like, man, damn, this is the way it should be done. Let me start pinching off and start making my way. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody trying to do something with it.
For sure. I know we definitely appreciate you for coming. Oh, sure.
Anytime. As soon as y'all reached out, man, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Because I'm here. The schedule was clear. Let's get it done. And we talking about, I want y'all in there. If y'all can, I know you gotta do something, but if you can, get there early, man, because it's gonna be pretty packed. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to speak on it too much because I don't really even look at myself in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm creating and some people rock with me. I've been doing it for long enough that people respect it in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I don't look at the talent aspect of it because when I get in that booth, it's just money to me. You know what I'm saying? We exchange funds and I record my voice. I'm just telling my pain on the mic.
That's crazy to see how much you've grown over the years, my G. I definitely salute it for real. Cause I remember the wild days, bro.
I miss hooping back in the day, dog. I ain't gonna lie, man. Them Ellenwood days was my favorite time.
The smallest court you ever play on, but them the best games you getting for real.
I'm talking about far threes. I'm with some. We had wars up there,
Hell yeah. Them good old days, though, man.
Where that was at?
Shit, in Bedford.
Bedford.
Right off of Warrensville Center.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah. You see anybody in that motherfucker. You see it, boy.
Shoot a hooper, shoot a crunk dancer.
Man, listen, what's funny about that situation, what's funny about that is that, you know, when I speak about it in a record called Retribute, if y'all want to add some more tracks, if y'all want to get into a couple tracks, if y'all want, but a track I got called Retribute, I speak about once I was 8 years old, and you know, I started off with 6 siblings. When they took us into foster care, it was 2 of us. Once I was 8, they took my brother away because he did something like that for high school and got expelled, so he ended up getting taken away. So at that point, I started thinking like I'm 8 years old. I had 5 other siblings before, but now it's just me. I don't know how long this gonna be, but what the hell can I do to like not be confined to this room and think about these wild thoughts that y'all hear on the project? So I'm like, man, all right, let me go to the court. They got these little rims. I taught myself. I literally never had a coach ever. I never had nobody above me to say, put the ball this way and step that way. But anybody that ever balled with you would tell me, that balled with me and tell you like, man, he had to be trained. Like, I don't know how dude was like that. I balled for real, you know what I'm saying? I taught myself that when it comes to the dance, I never had nobody in front of me saying jerk this or that way. So when I look at everything that I ever did, it make me think about Pops, like who was you? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I never seen you, but how do I know how to do all these things?
Right.
My mom was, you know what I'm saying, obviously never minded too much. I love her to death. Never had a Pops. Where did this come from? So I just feel like I moved like I just was given something that's special that I can't really, you know what I'm saying, fumble like that. Because I taught myself literally everything.
That shit gonna go a long way, bro.
Right.
Especially having kids.
Hell yeah. That's definitely very cool.
So, break that generation curse, man. For sure.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
For sure.
Got to, man. But 18 tracks.
18
Got that intro.
Anybody
interlude.
featured on it?
Yeah, anybody like you mean like just I say I did me, man. I did me. Y'all gonna hear it and y'all gonna hear music and shit. I won't say too much as far as the features.
Oh my god.
I got some cats, man.
Okay, cover art.
The cover art.
I see that.
You know she gotta
Brown.
get the problem.
Is it brown?
Is it brown? What's the color? Can I get something? Dang.
We want it all.
Look, man.
Is it like little crabs with your face on them? Just
Oh, B. That's funny.
I'm just trying to get a little something out
You
of it.
gonna get some.
Oh, okay.
Some. I think I've actually been getting vibrations from our engineer just now, so I think tomorrow sounded like something.
That's good news.
We gotta find out.
That's good news.
Alright.
Disrespect greatness.
Man, I'm talking about. Listen,
I already know it's gonna be greatness.
you heard 50 Cent and Hamlet, right?
I don't know.
I heard it, saw the video.
I don't be knowing like the name of the songs.
This is his latest thing he
You
dropped.
heard 50 Cent and Hamlet.
I played it in here the last time.
That dance you just did.
He said he got something for it.
That's that 50 Cent and Hamlet dance. Get it, where's it at? I said, you ain't hear it?
I'm about to look it up because I've definitely heard. I don't be knowing all the names.
If you heard that, you're gonna hear a lot of special lines like that.
We can't let you leave up out of here without the one thing, one question we gotta ask everybody in this motherfucker. What does breaking bread mean to you?
Man, breaking bread means gaining a superior amount of knowledge and making sure that everybody around you and deserving of it learns and is able to spread that motherfucking shit on. That's breaking bread. Because you can't lose the knowledge. You can lose some money. You can be robbed of money. You can be killed for money.
Yeah,
Your knowledge, they gotta take your soul away.
Yes.
for real.
Get
So,
your
Kyle.
snacks on.
Same question, bro. What breaking bread mean to you?
Basically what Shu said, just showing love to everybody. I feel like we are human.
Yeah.
Like everybody human, so like ain't nobody better than nobody.
For
You
real.
can help a person do something. You know what I'm saying? The wise man once told me helping somebody is the best thing you can do for them. Like the money don't really mean a lot. You just help that person. Just accomplish something, anything, no matter what you do. Like I'll be complete. Like, that's what it means to me.
That's lit. That's lit. You here for you part of here?
Yeah.
Yes. Take a look at you. Ooh.
Got you right.
Ooh.
Ready for Thursday.
Wow,
Wow.
this be, man. Yeah.
It's
I
going
wish
out.
I could get into a track that me and him got, man, but I just want y'all to hear it, man. It's called It's called Time Coming, man.
Time coming?
It's the second track on the album, and it speaks for itself.
Oh, it's too hard. Too hard.
It speaks for itself. It's called Time Coming, and it just basically embodies the whole like mind state of an artist that's like, man, I'm in the city, I don't really care to work a job, but I'm trying to make it out this motherfucker. Your time coming, you know what I'm saying? Listen to these lyrics and you're gonna be like, man, nah, I feel like I got it.
Shoot, that sounds like something I need to listen to right now. I just dropped a project called All Time Coming.
We'll listen to that off of you. We'll get the snippet off.
Time Coming is, I think my engineer texted me now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't wait.
Well, sure, let everybody know where they can follow you at,
Listen.
all that good stuff.
The kid Shuicide Holla, man. All social media networks, SHUICIDEHOLLA. That's everywhere, man. You put in SHUI and you already gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of a brain out there.
There we go. So, Kyle?
You can follow me on Instagram, SoCal on the beat, SOCAL on the beat with an S at the end. Yeah, that's how you can contact me.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, I'm
Appreciate
just
y'all.
lavish, just on IG, and
Rico Master Barber.
Yes, sir.
on IG. Thanks for coming, Shu. All the love.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes.